In today's video, we will discuss 10 best performance of Salma Hayek.
I'm not gonna join you completely. You'll be my slave.
At number 1, we have Desperado. Desperado is Hayek's first film with Robert Rodriguez and her breakout performance. Hayek plays Carolina in part 2 of Rodriguez's Mexico trilogy. The series follows El Mariachi, Antonio Banderas in one of his best movies, a musician who seeks to avenge the death of his loved ones. Carolina meets El Mariachi and saves him from pursuing hitmen. The pair fall in love and together defeat the men after them and drive off into the sunset together. Hayek's performance allows her to show the full range of her talents and that she's comfortable with romance, action, and comedy, early signs pointing to her future stardom.
So where are you going?
I have to go to church.
What for?
Confess my sins. I'm a sinner.
At number 2, we have From Dusk Till Dawn. In Hayek's second collaboration with director Robert Rodriguez, the actor plays the imaginatively named Santanico Pandemonium in From Dusk Till Dawn. Hayek, who had to be hypnotized for the role, is a significant part of the movie's defining twist when Seth, George Clooney, and Richie, Quentin Tarantino, Gecko stop at a strip club that turns out to be inhabited by vampires. Santanico is an exotic dancer and vampire who kills Richie before being killed by Seth. Hayek is perfectly cast to capture the danger inherent in the mythological creature, and it's just a shame she only gets a few scenes with Clooney. It adds another cult classic to Hayek's resume.
I'm not gonna join you completely. You'll be my slave.
At number 3, we have Timecode. Timecode is an early 2000s experimental film whose method of filming is more memorable than the story. The movie is directed by Mike Figgis, leaving Las Vegas, and is constructed via 4 different continuous takes that are all on screen simultaneously. Each of the actors in the respective mini-movies film themselves on handheld cameras, and one of the quadrants follows Hayek's Rose, a young actor on her way to a film shoot. It's one of the best movies to take place in real time. The low-budget nature can take some getting used to, but Hayek's naturalistic acting and confidence in taking on filming duties as well as acting are impressive. At number 4, we have Dogma.
Loki. Loki.
The Muse?
Kevin Smith's religious satire, Dogma, received a large amount of criticism from Catholic organizations and other religious groups who were targeted by the ideas in the plot. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon star as fallen angels on Earth who devise a plan to use a loophole to get back into heaven. Hayek plays Serendipity, the muse of creation, who now works at a strip club. Although Hayek's performance is relegated mainly to comic relief, she does give it her all to make Serendipity a memorable character. To this day, Dogma has stayed relevant as a cult hit, and Hayek's performance fits right in with Smith's universe of movies.
What? Oh, nothing. I had something in my eye.
At number 5, we have Sausage Party.
Yes! Yeah!
We've been chosen together!
After proving to be a hit with the live-action comedy genre throughout the 2000s and 2010s, Seth Rogen and his coterie of comedians entered the animated world and starred and produced in Sausage Party. This raunchy, over-the-top movie stars an ensemble cast who lends their voice to the foul-mouthed and sexually charged food items, which takes a surprisingly deep look at philosophy and religion. Hayek voices a taco, Teresa del Taco, in a self-aware part that utilizes her recognizable voice. Hayek has always had a grounded and relatable sense of humor in her roles, and her part in this film shows that even after years of success, she is not above doing a ridiculous comedy.
If we're gonna fix Foodtopia, we need a human to tell us how.
Back on a Hume hunt.
At number 6, we have Tale of Tales.
Cut out its heart. You will become pregnant.
I have no idea how much I wanted you.
Tale of Tales is an Italian anthology fantasy horror film by Matteo Garrone and stars Hayek, Vincent Cassel, Toby Jones, and John C. Reilly. Hayek and Reilly appear in the first story as a king and queen desperate for a son. The queen goes to great lengths to acquire one, and her protectiveness over him begins to take a dark turn. Hayek is perfectly cast in this horror movie as a stately queen who is slowly losing her grip, and how she can quickly change her emotions in a moment makes the story the best in the anthology. At number 7, we have Beatrice at Dinner.
This is my dear friend Beatrice.
Hey,
Nice to meet you. Beatrice is a healer.
Beatrice at Dinner is one of Hayek's most memorable roles, as it saw her take on a more subdued and unsure side of her acting. Playing Beatrice, a masseuse for wealthy clients, Hayek's character is placed in an awkward predicament as she ends up being stranded at a client's house. During the course of a dinner party, Beatrice argues with the affluent attendees, and the differences between people from varied wealth brackets are thrown into sharp relief. Mike White wrote this prototype of what would end up being the White Lotus, and Hayek is quiet and roiling underneath the surface as she tries to remain polite in the face of classism.
Blew up one of our trucks with bombs.
when I first came to the United States alone.
Did you come legally?
Yes.
At number 8, we have Freda.
Hey, listen. If you think I'm going to sleep with you just because you're taking me under your wing, you're wrong.
In one of the best biopics about women, Freda is a movie that follows the eponymous artist life story. For her profound performance, Hayek received an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress at the 75th Academy Awards. Freda explores the artist's tumultuous and fascinating life as she lives with a debilitating injury, has relationships with Diego Rivera, Alfred Molina, and Leon Trotsky, Jeffrey Rush, and continues her painting. The grandiosity of the film can sometimes get out of control, but Salma Hayek's committed performance centers everything.
We'll have to get married, you know.
But you don't believe in marriage.
Of course I do. I've had 2 wives already.
Diego.
At number 9, we have Mi Vida Loca. Mi Vida Loca marks Hayek's feature film debut. The story follows a group of cholas in Echo Park as they deal with life, love, loss, and belonging. Hayek plays a minor role as Gata, and while her intervention is short, she makes a strong impression. The film earned very positive reviews from critics, who praised its depiction of the Chola community and lauded it as a landmark in Mexican-American representation. However, its often unfocused narrative and pacing also attracted some negative commentaries. At number 10, we have Wild Wild West.
I'm Rita, and I was hired here as an entertainer. Not that I'm complaining, but what are you doing here?
After the end of American Civil War, U.S. Army Captain James West, Will Smith, and U.S. Marshal Artemus Gordon, Kevin Kline, are hunting side by side for General McGrath, Ted Levine, so that he can be held responsible for his crimes. In the process, they have to save Rita Escobar, Salma Hayek, and stand face-to-face with the mad scientist Dr. Arliss Lovelace, Kenneth Branagh. When Lovelace takes Rita and her father hostage, the dynamic duo takes it upon themselves to serve justice. An action comedy, it displays some underrated acting performances from Salma Hayek and Will Smith. That's all for today. Which Salma Hayek movie is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below.